Hi, I'm Jammer. The ARMS Direct just concluded. First off, I predicted nearly everything that was going to happen in that trailer. The only thing I got wrong was the ARMS amiibo. There is no ARMS amiibo. So far, anyways. We could see some later down the road. But from what it looks like, there's not going to be any at launch of the game anyways. Or, as far as we know, any plans for it. Which, whatever. That's the only thing I didn't get, or I got wrong in my predictions. Granted, I couldn't really think of a good idea for the amiibo, like what functionality it could do. So in that sense, I guess it's kind of a, I don't know, it's okay that it's not there, you know? But everything else I nailed. All the ARMS stuff, all the Splatoon stuff. I can't believe I nailed everything! Okay, I'm gonna talk all about ARMS and I'll save, again, Splatoon 2 for the end of this video because I'll just kind of go somewhat chronologically, I guess, throughout how the Direct went. But first, I have to talk about, this is a little bit skipping ahead already into ARMS, but the freaking, what's it called, Global Testpunch or something like that? Basically, Global Testfire for Splatoon. I nailed it! I totally was so, okay, I'm like, I want a demo, I really wanted one. I wasn't sure how they wanted to handle it or whatever. They want to test the online servers, let people play. I can't believe they're going straight up Splatoon model with ARMS. Not only for this Global Punch Fire, almost call it, or Global Testpunch? Something like that? I don't even remember. Not only with that, the demo and everything, but they're also going to be updating the game frequently after launch with new characters, stages, glove types. It's Splatoon all over again. I think this is awesome. They saw what worked with Splatoon, and now Splatoon 2 it's an existing franchise and a strong Nintendo IP. And I bet they're hoping to do probably the same with ARMS. I could see the potential. I really could, and I mean, especially with how they're going to be treating it, with bringing out, you know, new casted characters with all these new abilities. And speaking of new abilities, these new characters they showed off are awesome. Some of these new abilities are crazy, but this is so smart for them with ARMS. The only thing I'm still holding back on, I mean, once we get playtime, there's like 5 dates that the Global Testpunch, whatever, the Global Test, what I'm going to call it, Testfire, I keep forgetting. There's like, I think there's like 6 days that you can actually play this, rather than like, where in Splatoon, it's only like for a weekend, you know, at set intervals throughout those 3 days. Which is interesting, but I don't believe they said what times those Global Punch Fires are, or Test Punches. Oh my gosh, it just keeps messing me up so much. Perhaps it's like the whole day. It's like, hey, on May 26th, I believe that's the first day. You can play all day if you really want. That'd be insane. Don't play all day, but you can. I mean, I don't know. They didn't say. There might be a press release about it that I just didn't see, but in the Direct itself, I don't remember it stating what times, whatever, when they're available to play. But that's pretty cool, and it's smart that they're letting people get hands-on with this because, I mean, granted, Splatoon had motion controls with the gyro aiming, which I personally love, and some people were indifferent about it. People who maybe play more shooters, but there was an option to turn it off. And there's the same thing here. The motion controls are another focus of this game, and there is an option to turn it off. And I don't know. It's like, because I personally think that you're losing a little bit by turning off the motion controls in Splatoon because of that precision aiming. But people could argue against, no, you can get good enough aiming if you're good enough with double stick controls to aim properly in Splatoon. Sure. But the thing about ARMS, if you disable motion controls, you're losing the feature of being able to move without. Well, I explained it yesterday, but it's like you punch one way and you can't move the other direction in button controls. I mean, granted, they didn't really say how it would work with a a Pro controller over just the sideways Joy-Con. Granted, in the Direct, they didn't even talk about it. But I think that's the one sticking point that's going to be. That's the one thing that's different. There's 2 main things that are different between Splatoon and ARMS, and how their successes might differ. The motion controls is just, it's different. It's different in, like, the motion controls affect the game enough where button controls are at a disadvantage in a way. Granted, we gotta play it, and once I play it, maybe it isn't as big as I'm thinking it is, but as far as I can tell, it's a big enough disadvantage where motion controls is the way to go, which can hinder, or not hinder, but it can scare away some players that really don't want to use motion controls at all, but they try buttons and they can't do very well. And then the other thing is, Splatoon 2 is a team-based multiplayer game, while ARMS seems to be a lot of one-on-one. There are a bunch of group modes, don't get me wrong, but I think the max, I mean, they've shown there's like, you can play with the 10 people in an online room, but it's not like you're playing with all 10 at once. So, and what's interesting is it'll like randomize what match types you do with those players and stuff like that. So like 4 of you, maybe you'll go do a 2-on-2, maybe one-on-one will go over here and do the basketball mode or something. Another set will do this and that. And it's interesting. That's definitely very cool, but it doesn't have the same sense of community, I guess, just with playing with as many people at once. You know what I mean? As Splatoon did, playing 8-player matches always, with all players in the same match. So I think those are the two differences between Splatoon and ARMS, and the reason I'm even stating this stuff is just to say whether ARMS has the potential to be as successful as Splatoon. I think those are the two factors that are going to separate these two games, and whether that makes ARMS do a little bit less than Splatoon, or even better, or even the same. I'm not even entirely sure. So enough about all that stuff. Let's talk about the new stuff they talked about in ARMS. First, starting with the characters. Who was the first one? Kid Cobra. Yeah, that was the first one. So they first showed him off in a brand new mode, which I was a little confused at first, because it's this new mode where you're on a top or a disc, and you have more freedom of movement, and you can move a lot quicker. And then you're trying to punch your opponent off the disc, and if they fall off, then they're kind of like stranded and trying to get back on, you know. But at first, like, they showed him off first in this mode. Like, later we learned this is actually a mode in the game. But at first I thought, oh, is he always on this disc? But then I realized his opponent, I believe it was Midman, was on one as well, or fell off hers or whatever. Or maybe he is always on one. I don't know. I'm pretty sure it was a specific, like, top mode that you can, like, play and battle in. But he looks pretty interesting. Of the 3 new characters announced, I think he was my least favorite, just because his gimmick isn't all too, like, impressive to me anyways. I do like some of his fists, and I like how they also went about and explained each of the characters' not specific, but, like, special gloves. I'm assuming these three that they always show are going to be the 3 that each character starts with. So Spring Boy's going to start with his Fire Punch, his whatever and whatever, you know. But later, you're able to unlock it and get basically the entire cast of gloves for every character. So the one thing I was incorrect about, I was under the assumption that when you unlock, like, let's say the Boomerang Fist, across all characters, everyone would get a Boomerang Fist. But it looks like, from what the mode they showed off to where you can get new gloves, it looks like, because they showed an unlock thing in the background, it was like Mechanica got whatever, I can't remember. She got like one of the torpedo ones, I can't remember the name of it. Anyways, it makes it look like it's specific to the character. So if you unlock a certain arm or a glove, it'll go to just that character. And like they mentioned, you can get duplicates. But at first I was like, no, they didn't just do that. I was like, really? This is gonna be the Super Smash Bros. Custom moves all over again, you know? Like, please, no. But it said if you do get a duplicate, it actually increases the power level of that glove. So if you get a Slapamander for Ribbon Girl, and then you get a second Slapamander, it'll actually get Slapamander Plus. So it'll do, I mean, in the example in the trailer, it did like 10 extra damage, and I'm assuming it'll do a little bit more knockback as well. And I wonder how many times that can stack. I mean, I'm assuming it's gonna be more than twice, right? I mean, maybe you can get it like 5 times, get 5 pluses on it, and then you get like a fully maxed glove. That'd be and if so, that'd be an insane challenge to try to unlock every single glove for every single character in 5 stars or 5 pluses. That'd be insane. I mean, oh my gosh, there's so much to unlock. And I think what they said, the only way to actually get gloves is that one punching target minigame, and you actually spend tokens that you get just playing random matches. It's like the coins in Smash Bros. We use those to buy trophies and whatnot. You get those by just playing any mode, really, just a random Smash battle, a specific mode like home run or whatever. It looks to be the same here in ARMS, where if you do a regular match, a fun match, a multiplayer match, whatever, you earn coins at the end. You can use these coins to exchange in to actually play that target blast mode, and that's how you can get the arms and stuff. And the one concern I have with this is, like, will that mode get a little bit tedious and boring when trying to grind for gloves, you know? Like, it'd be nice if there were multiple ways to be able to unlock specific glove types and such. Perhaps that could be a later mode that they update into, because they already said they're going to be doing stuff like that. But from what the trailer presented anyways, it kind of looks like this is the only way to do it. It could be kind of fun. I mean, you're probably not in it as much as I'm initially assuming, of course, but if you build a big stockpile of coins, you want to go in and just try to unlock everything you can. I don't know. Again, we'll have to play around with it and see how it's going to turn out. Anyways, let's get back to the other characters. Next one was being, oh gosh, Barq and Byte? I think it was Barq and Byte, the robot cop. Now, this guy, I thought, shoot, what was his name? Helix. I thought Helix was going to be my main. He probably still will be. I'll probably at least play him a lot. But frickin' Barq and Byte, like, hold on. Maybe you guys don't know this, but I love in video games when you have the option to have some sort of pet, like Wolf Link in Breath of the Wild, or like in Skyrim, getting as many companions and like dogs as possible, you know, just like stuff like that. So whenever given the option to have some sort of pet or whatever little animal following behind you, that's always what I'll go for, whatever class that might be in a game or whatever. It's a freaking pet class in a fighting game, a boxing game. This is so crazy. And so basically, he kind of just drives around. He's a little distraction where he just opens his mouth every once in a while and a little glove shoots out. It's so cute and adorable. You can actually use him to jump. You can jump on top of Barq. Byte? No, I don't know which one's which. And you can actually get a jump off him, like a spring bounce. And what's interesting is the opponent can actually punch Barq out of the way, and he's kind of like, you know, for a while he's like knocked out, and I'm sure he'll pop back up. And then your special move is you wear him as a hat, and you combined as like Transformers style. It's so awesome. I love this character. I think that gimmick is really freaking cool. I feel like though, if you play as him and your opponent sees you, you know, they're going to go right for the dog right away, punch him out of the way, because I think it only took one hit or so to take him out. Maybe it'll take a few more. But I feel like that's going to happen pretty frequently, where they just take out the dog immediately because they don't want to deal with him. But it is kind of cool that potentially you could have 3 arms going at the person at once, 2 of yours and then your dog's as well. But like I said, I'm pretty sure there's like some sort of way, unless he has a lot more health than I'm expecting, and he's a lot harder to take. I'm assuming it's like a few punches and he'll get taken out. Granted, he's a good distraction. That opponent can, while he's taking out my dog real quick, I can just go sock him right quick. I think that was my favorite. That's probably, I think, my favorite character of this trailer. Maybe even the whole game right now. I think him and Helix are my 2 favorites. And granted, I can't even remember if it's Barq and Byte or whatever. You know what? Byte has got to be the cop, because Barq has to be the dog, right? So I think it's actually Byte and Barq, not Barq and Byte. I think I'm gonna get mixed up the whole time. Anyway, so the next character, Twintelle. Now, at first, I wasn't sure how to expect about her. When we initially saw just their character portraits of their faces in that load screen, I was like, she looked the most uninteresting to me for some reason. I don't know. I like the design of the other one, so from just that tiny little thing. But after seeing her fight, I don't know, she's pretty cool, especially her special ability. Like, it's interesting that she's got her pigtails or whatever, or giant freaking as her fists, and then she has her arms crossed while she's punching. It's like, oh, that's just so awesome. But I think the most interesting thing about this character is the fact that she can basically like Bayonetta witch time, and like if you, I don't know how you activate it. I believe if you like dodge at a certain time or you charge up your fist or whatever. I'm not entirely sure. I must have missed that when they explained it. But you can actually slow down time, or even like make your opponent's fists like slow down to a halt practically, giving you plenty of time to dodge out of the way and a quick counter attack, which is so cool. Like I said, I think her special ability is better than, what was Cobra Kid's? I think he was just like slithery. He could like dodge in between arms or something like that, and like go underneath and grab really quick or something like along the lines of that. I don't know, but I think this is awesome that all these characters have are so unique and different from one another. Like playing a Helix versus playing Byte and Barq versus playing, you know, Monster or Master Mummy. Like, the playstyles will be so different. Even let's say you even have the same arms equipped. Like, let's say you have, you know, the Fire Boomerang and the Ice Dragon or something. All 3 of them have it. You're still going to play all those characters because of those abilities they have are so vastly different from the entire cast, which is so, I think this is like an awesome thing to do, because a lot of fighting games do fall into a trap where sometimes characters do bleed into each other a little bit, and they're relatively similar. I mean, besides the obvious, like, clones and whatnot. But, like, for example, even Smash Bros., like, the cast is diverse, don't get me wrong. But there's a good majority of characters where, like, if you're in the low percent, you just want to do a down throw to a quick aerial, and that'll usually be a good combo. Or, like, in Street Fighter or whatever, you can do a jumping attack to a, down tilt or whatever, a double down tilt to a grab and stuff like that. I mean, all fighting games have that, and granted, I guarantee ARMS will have something similar as well, like something recommended to like do at the early stages of the fight, something to help finish off the blow, you know, just stuff like that. But all these characters, because their abilities and stuff are so unique, it's like, I don't know what I want to say. There's just so much depth here, and especially with the fact that, they even said this in the trailer, there's thousands upon thousands of combinations between characters and gloves, because as far as I can tell, every character in the game can wield every glove type, and every glove type's got, not every single, elemental attribute, but I'm sure it's got at least a handful. Like that, we even saw in the trailer, the one elemental glove had at least a fire punch, ice punch, and an electric punch, and there might be even more upon that. Like the tri-shooter, I remember one was an explosion one was an electricity one. There was another one. But anyways, the point being, there is a huge list of gloves, and one goes on each arm, plus each character's unique abilities and stuff. There's so much depth here in this game that I'm really impressed with. And I cannot wait to get hands on time through this Global Testpunch, or whatever it's called. I'll probably, I might stream it or something like that, or, I mean, obviously be recording myself playing it. I'm gonna get as much time as I can in, so I mean, obviously that's a ways out, and I'll remind you guys then. But yeah, stay tuned for that stuff, I guess. The last thing I want to talk about with ARMS is, what is it? The new modes, yeah. So they explained, like I predicted, they explained the story right off the bat, which is so, I was like, I knew it. I knew they'd show off like some sort of explanation why this world has these stretchy armed people. And basically the explanation was, we don't know. We don't know why. And they talked about the single player content where you have to do 10 fights in a row undefeated to fight on a champion, and they made it really mysterious who it actually is, and you see a better picture of that person later in the trailer, that you get a frontal shot. But it's weird, there was two different ones. There was one that kind of looked like Spring Boy mixed, like that was just like bulkier with like a big cleft chin going on, you know, and like a golden hair. But then there was another one that had like a tiki head and like had fists coming out of his head. I don't know if this is the same character that has like multiple forms, or this is like two different bosses? I don't know, like not final bosses, but like Grand Prix bosses, or whatever, champions for that matter. Maybe there's like an easy, medium, and hard, or something like that. Not entirely sure. They talked about the other available multiplayer modes, like I mentioned previously, the basketball one, where basically the whole point of it is trying to grab your opponent, because I believe, what it looks like anyways, every grab you get will go in the net immediately, but it's all dependent on where you are placed in the map to designate your points. So if you're really up close, you're obviously going to slam dunk and get 1 point. If you're 1 point or 2 points, I don't know. I didn't, but there's a 3-point line, the point being. So if you are past or at the 3-point line and you make a shot, then yeah, so you can get more points that way. So there's a strategy involved trying to get your opponent to a certain part in the arena. And I don't know, it seems like a lot of fun, especially because I've seen a lot of ARMS gameplay anyways, where a lot of people go for grabs anyways, you know? So that's a really fun, unique idea. It's just like a mode all about just grabbing your opponent as much as possible to toss them in the net. I wonder if there is some sort of strategy to grabbing your opponents, or not grabbing, but actually throwing them into the net rather than it just being automatic. As soon as you grab it, they throw in. Like, I wonder if you're able to miss the net. That'd be kind of cool, add an extra layer of depth. But if there isn't, I mean, it still looks like a kind of fun mode. Then, of course, there's the spinning top one that I talked about, that I believe is a new mode anyways. I don't think it's Kid Cobra's thing. And that looks like a lot of fun. It adds like a little bit of gameplay depth to that area. Or maybe that's not even a new mode. That might be just to that stage. Because honestly, I've only seen it on that stage. It might be just a gimmick of that level. Or I don't know, maybe I could be wrong. I need to watch that part again. I don't want to misinform anybody because I'm not entirely sure on just that one. And then the other one was, what was the other one? Volleyball. That one looks actually a lot of fun. Especially online, like, because it's team-based, and I feel like the 2-on-2 can be a little hectic sometimes. I mean, I want to try it out. You do have that tether between you two, so, like, you have to be close to one another. If one of you gets punched, the other gets flown back. You know, it'll be a lot of fun. But I think this volleyball one has, like, a lot of cool strategy to it, where, like, you can, like, punch over the net to, like, slam the ball down onto the court. You know, I don't know, that looks like a lot of fun. That, like, of the modes so far, I think that one looks like my favorite, to be truly honest, of the new ones they announced anyways. What else do I have to say about ARMS? I'm really excited for the demo and getting hands-on time with this game. I think that is the most important thing. I'm actually shocked that they're actually going the Splatoon route with this, adding the new characters and stages as the game lives on and progresses, which is so interesting. I wonder if they'll do that with Splatoon 2 as well, because potentially we'll have 2 games that comes out within a month of each other that'll be continuously updating throughout the entire summer. So potentially, if at E3 or whatever, they don't announce another game to come out for Switch until, let's say, September, almost October, there's going to be, you know, a few month gap of no games on Switch. But Splatoon 2 and ARMS will be continually updating throughout the summer, giving and offering new content for players to play, which is a really smart idea if this is what they're going to be doing. Granted, of course, we'd love to see more games, but I mean, why would we need more games if we're going to be playing new content in Splatoon, new content in ARMS, and potentially if they do more Mario Kart 8 DLC, there's that as well, potentially, obviously. So I think that's everything ARMS. Yeah, like I said, really excited. Let's talk about Splatoon 2 now. This video's been going on a long time, and it's gonna be a pain in the butt to edit. Alright, let's finally talk about Splatoon 2. And like I said in my prediction video, I was totally right that this video was going to be, or the trailer was going to be, story details. And I also, quick thing to note, I do like at the end of the ARMS thing, it had that like awesome compilation full on all the fighters, kind of like concluding the direct, you know, and it's like, now for something completely unrelated, and it's like random Splatoon trailer, but I think it's totally awesome. But like I said, so right off the bat, you see an Inkling walking through the new Inkopolis Square? City? I can't remember the new name for the plaza. Anyways, it's walking through, and I'm just, first of all, I'm like, I know where this is going. Like, starts going to the online tower, I'm like, no, this isn't right. They're not going to the online tower. All of a sudden, off in the corner, you see Marie just sitting there with her umbrella, goes into the freaking sewer pipe. I'm like, that's it. We're doing story mode. This is awesome. But one thing I have to note, so no Captain Cuttlefish. Where the heck did he go? And Marie is now the focus of the story mode, which is so interesting. I think this is super funny too, or not funny, but interesting that because of the results of the Splatfest, I would assume that if the Marie had not win, I bet you the roles would have been reversed, and Callie would be the one welcoming you in, and Marie would be whatever missing and whatever. But however, the art at the end, the little like tagline show, or the art showcasing the story mode for the logo of it, I guess you could say, shows a silhouetted creature in like pink and purple spots, whatever, with glasses. You're supposed to not tell who it is. It's evil Callie. Like, we already can kind of tell where the story was going with the Squid Sister diaries and whatnot, or the stories. It kind of could seem like, it's so obvious. It really is. So that's actually really interesting that this is the story of this game now. That Callie has been kidnapped and probably brainwashed or mind wiped, or she's got under mind control, whatever, and maybe she's like a Mr. L situation, you know, going on. And so now she is actually our antagonist of the game, which is so, I mean, I could maybe see like it pull like a Bowser on him, or a Ganondorf on him, where it's like all of a sudden, I could see him pull a Ganondorf on him, where all of a sudden it's like, oh no, it's DJ Octavian pulling the strings the whole time, and then you have a real final boss with him or something. Totally fine with that, of course, but it's so funny, it's so perfect that Callie looks to be the main villain here. But let's talk about some of the new stuff in the single player, where there's like the new enemy types. The one was originally a boss in the original, the big square guy, is now a freaking flying dude who's gonna drop on you. It also looks like that the weapons, using different types of weapons in single player are not locked or exclusive to the amiibo like they were in the original. Because it looks like, I don't know what determines it, whether you can choose it before the level starts or if like you just get it at random. But like a little flying thing came in and dropped him. There was the roller, there was the charger, like normal. There, I believe Splat Doolies. There was another one that looked like I think it's that one that shoots out like the ball and then the ball explodes, I believe. I don't think that was a new weapon. It could have been. I gotta take a closer look at it, to be honest. And they showed off a new boss. Oh yeah, you can use the Octo Brush was one of them as well. I believe you saw that going on. We saw the new mini boss or something like that. It's like a little it's like a guy on a little what's it called, unicycle with his tiny little legs, you know. And he's got like I believe a paintbrush or whatever. And I'm assuming, yeah, he looks like he's going to be some sort of mini boss or boss of the Octarians or whatever. And all this stuff is so awesome. So I hope. I mean, granted, we got a trailer. I need to take a closer look at all this stuff so we can get some closer details on it, and because yes, we got a new look at the story mode for Splatoon 2, but I have way more questions than I got answered there. We kind of already expected that Callie was going to be disappeared, and the whole point of the story mode is to retrieve her back, and Marie was going to be. I mean, we didn't expect that Marie was going to be dictating the whole thing, being the person who drops into the grate and everything like that. But, I mean, from what we've been already hearing, we kind of, like, we're coming to that conclusion anyways, you know? So, yeah, like I said, I think I need to take a closer look at some of the more details. That stuff went by in a flash. I was already hyped on the freaking ARMS stuff, the awesome end thing of the Direct, and the announcement of the Global Testpunch. I'm remembering the name of it now. After, what, 25 minutes of this video? Perhaps almost 30. It looks like they added some new mechanics as well. There was, like, a little, like, rolled up, looks like a mat, basically, and you'd shoot that mat, and it would roll out and splat the paint with it, and you can use that as a traverse, as a pathway, and it actually smushes the Octarians. And then, what was the other one? There was actually, instead of an ink rail, it was actually a grind rail, so you're, like Sonic style, you were grinding on top of the rail, and I believe you can, like, jump off and shoot in midair, and, like, I don't know, it looks pretty cool and a lot of fun. I'm really excited for what else they're going to see with Splatoon 2. this trailer, awesome taste, the story mode, like I said. But I need to take a closer look at this stuff, because I honestly am drawing a blank at what else they showed off. I know it was a lot of cool stuff. That's about it. So yeah, I'm ready to end it. This has been a long video. So yeah, let me know in the comments, what did you guys think about this Direct? All the new ARMS information, the Testpunch. Are you guys going to play that? Are you excited for these new characters? Which one is your actually favorite of the new ones they've announced? Mine has to be Byte Barq, definitely. I'm so looking forward to play as him. I'm hoping, I don't know what they're going to do with the Testpunch or whatever. If they'll limit it to like a set of 4 characters, kind of like how they do with Splatoon, where it's like 4 weapon types, or they'll let you play the whole cast. I don't know. We'll have to see anyways. Then as far as Splatoon 2, the story details we got, I cannot believe that I got so much right in the predictions for this Direct. I really only got one thing wrong, and that was the amiibo support for ARMS, which I'm okay with being wrong about, because I didn't even know what I was talking about there. I'm like, they'll probably make amiibo, right? They'll have some sort of functionality. I can't think of it. So yeah, guys, let me know in the comments about that. Give this video a huge, awesome like, and if you haven't already, subscribe for tons on Nintendo's ARMS, Splatoon 2, and Nintendo Switch, and all that fun stuff. In the next few days, I'm gonna be definitely working on breaking apart some of these trailers. So like, if I find anything interesting or cool, I'm definitely gonna post a video on that. And then of course, stay tuned for more on ARMS in the future, on the Testpunch, and when the game releases. Yeah, so thank you again for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. See ya. Thank God we're done.